and we are now ready for the GT and GTS combined race. We are just about ready to go. There's Kathy Malik. When she holds up that 5-second board, she will move in a hurry. We've already seen, I believe, the green flag at the end of the grid signifying the grid is clear. There it is. She will exit stage right. Remember, those wheeling lights go on. When they go out, we go racing for the final time in 2012. Watch for it. It's a Volvo front row. Watch for the launch. They're both away, and look at the starts, Cal.
Wow, as you expect, that Volvo all-wheel drive just leaps those cars into action. The perfect start for Figge and Popst.
And you can see Welch's Ferrari sort of a little slow getaway, and it stacks some of the GT competitors up. Oh, Pat Lindsay in the Hawk Performance Vet, real wide. Calvert was able to hang on to it and actually got a great drive out of that turn.
He did. He's now putting the pressure on Oschenbach, who had one of the caddies slide inside of him in turn 2.
Oh, and Brad Adams in the Voodoo Dog Mustang has had an off over in the gravel. Looks like he is able to continue. Meanwhile, it's Volvo's 1-2, Cadillac's 3-4, then Oschenbach, then the Vet. And, oh, that's Nick Kasayan, and he looks broken. That doesn't look just stuck, Cal.
No, he coming off such an impressive performance at Mid-Ohio where he had a runner-up finish, equaling his best of the season, but early problems for Nick. But we see the yellows coming out early, Greg.
Yep, the double yellows, that's obviously for Nick Kasayan's wounded machine. And, well, you wonder if that didn't happen with Adams, who both were, oh, and Nick Kasayan got a little squirrely. It looked like he may have contacted a Kia to start it.
He did. He was trying to get in there, and then suddenly he gets it a bit wrong, and then he gets in Adams. We saw Adams get turned around, but for sure there must be damage to the left side of Nick's car.
Now you can see that hard hit a little closer with that onboard shot. There's Adams getting the ride.
There's the innocent victim there.
Coming up for the restart here at the Cadillac Sonoma Grand Prix for the Pirelli World Challenge Championships, the season finale, heading up into that reconfigured once again turn 11. And you can see tight opening radius and then onto the front straight and that bending turn 12 leading to the start-finish line, and the field starting to build speed, Cal.
I really like that newly reconfigured corner. It makes a lot more sense to me.
Oh, look at that attempted jump right there by Oschenbach.
Yeah.
And while he went that way, Lindsay trying to go around the outside, which could set him up nicely if he can stay there up into this turn, into 2. Does he make it work?
Had to jump on the anchors there, used all of the curb to get it slowed down. Remember, these Pirelli tires aren't completely up to temperature and probably got a little bit of pickup on them right now.
On board now with Mike Skeen, the Hawk Performance Nissan GTR. He's been sort of flipping back and forth between this car and the Corvette. Nice move there down to the inside of Dave Welch in the Ferrari, the GoPro Ferrari, and he makes the pass. That is Jack Baldwin's Hot Wheels Porsche right there. That's set on the pole and is opening it up, and Andy Lee is chomping in that Best IT Camaro.
He really is. He wants another win this year. He's had 3 wins, been a brilliant season for the young rookie, but he'd love to go onto that top step of the podium. So he's putting the pressure on PD. Baldwin looks very comfortable out front now.
Yeah, Andy Lee, it's tough to believe this guy's a rookie. He's got certainly some race experience, but you come into this championship at this level, and to put together the season he has with his team has been truly remarkable. And look at the hunt, and then the 2 Kias behind him are also by no means out of this yet.
Now they're still in the mix. Wilkins started from the front row. A lot was expected of him here today, but didn't get the best of starts. Here we see some action coming off turn 11. Unbelievable.
Looks like maybe once again some contact with Brad Adams. Boy, it's gone from bad to worse for him. Meanwhile, this battle for this 9th spot in the GT category is Skeen and Welch. Remember, Skeen made that pass on Welch, and now Welch seems to have found something and is coming after him.
Down into turn 7, slips down to the inside. So cool to see these brilliant cars represented in this series. That Nissan, the Ferrari, 2 pretty cool machines.
Well, that's the world in Pirelli World Challenge. Great diversity here. Let's take a look at what may have happened. We saw the problems with Brad Adams. And there you see that's Miller. Then the 16 right there of Alec Udell. He's got some damage right there. And watch what happens here. Ooh, a big hit, Cal.
Wow. On board with Brad Adams there, just got in really deep down in the hairpin. There's another Mustang involved there. I think that's Roger Miller to his right. He's lost the suspension there, I think, and just turns into Roger Miller. Nowhere for him to go.
We wonder if that first hit may have been something left over from that early contact with his sand and may have damaged some components. Meanwhile, you see Andy Lee has gone around P.D. Cunningham, so second place has changed. A little bit of debris on the track, offline. They're letting it go right now, but it's Lee second, Cunningham third, but up front it's still Baldwin, and then the first of those 2 Kias coming after. We got a waving yellow in this turn, but that is a local yellow just for this incident. As you see, Miller's car sitting there. Boy, that is not a good spot, though. I can't imagine they're going to let this one go. at this stage. But here you see that battle. We're second, and Cal, we're going to go back and take a look at this pass from an onboard perspective.
There we see it on board with Andy Lee there. PD almost like hands him the door wide open there. I don't think he wants to fight him too hard this early in the race. He's probably just going to manage his tires. He realizes by seeing the green flag here today that he has clinched that championship. Now it's up to Andy Lee to go and chase down Jack Baldwin for potentially second place in the championship.
And as expected, we are now under a full course caution. Coming back for the green flag once again here at the Cadillac Sonoma Grand Prix, the season finale of the Pirelli World Challenge Championships. And this field is hungry and barking. There is your GTS leader, continues to be Jack Baldwin, who'd actually stretched things out a bit, Cal, and now he's lost that margin. But look at the field stacking up behind the Volvos.
Yeah, they do. They want to try and take advantage. There's no standing start for the Volvos to get their launch to a rolling start. It's a bit more of an even platform with them and the caddies.
Boy, and Skeen in that Hawk Performance Nissan thought he had something trying to go around the outside of Welch down into turn one, and just not quite able to get that pass made. Those two Volvos hang on to the lead, then the two Cadillacs, and then the rest of the field barking at him as they head up the hill here. And for Figgy, when you look in your mirror and you see a teammate behind you, and sort of the same story right now as Pilgrim looks in the mirror and sees O'Connell behind him, that's comforting.
It is. It's nice to have a wingman, but I think Figgy is really hooked up this weekend. He said he's tired of getting pipped for the poles and wins by Randy Pobst, his teammate. Time to make a statement.
And let's go back and watch the GTS battle. Look at Andy Lee, as I talked about with Baldwin in that Hot Wheels Porsche Cayman, losing that margin under the on the full course caution. Andy Lee in that Best IT Camaro is coming up strong. Andy Lee continues to impress. You know, this is a champion caliber driver who's won championships and a variety of things, including awfully high horsepower machinery. And Andy goes, you know what, I'm going to loosen that bumper up just a little bit.
Well, he didn't actually touch him there, Greg, but he's been putting the heat on, and Baldwin seems to have lost a little bit of pace right now, so I wonder if he's got some kind of issue with his car.
Well, it sure looked a little sketchy going over the rise into the carousel. That, though, folks, was the pass for the GTS lead. And keep in mind, Andy Lee came in here a whole 2 points back in that third spot. So that is a huge moment. And boy, is Andy Pilgrim starting to put pressure on Randy Pobst. Figgy's getting away just a little bit.
He is, and talking of guys who are losing pace a little bit, either Figgy's turned up the wick or Pobst has got a little bit of a problem. Now he's getting in that zone where he's going to have to defend a little bit from Andy Pilgrim, who seems to be really hooked up right now. You saw Johnny O'Connell there on the very exit of turn 6 get a little slide going on, and Aschenbach is putting the pressure on. Side by side there, coming off the hairpin.
Oh, and Aschenbach realizing Johnny was probably going to shut the door, backed out of it just a little bit. But Johnny right now looking just a little bit vulnerable, and obviously he's still got a little bit of rewards weight on the car, although not quite as much. But these two guys putting on a great show.
Yeah, it's been a great battle between the Porsche and the caddies all season long. Lawson had to miss one round of the championship, cost him in the points, but Johnny O'Connell came into this championship with one mission: to win.
Oh, and look at this attempt move down the inside. Johnny saw him coming, faded a little wide. He may have got off in the marbles, and looks like Aschenbach is through. Does he hold it, though?
Very tight there as you try and pinch that corner a little bit to shorten the road up to turn 1, but good clean driving by two of the best in the business.
And oh, Pat Lindsay has had an off. Damage to that left front corner. Looks like everything underneath is working, but the body work has been seriously deranged.
Yeah, and it's just going to drag on the floor. He's probably going to have to park it there. So Aschenbach makes that move. This is for 4th position right now on the road.
And this is becoming an intense battle. And this one, Cal, is now, that 2nd place is looking like it's under threat.
Absolutely. Pobst has his defense. So a shallow entry there to the hairpin. Can Pilgrim get the power down now on that caddy? Acceleration off the hairpin. Still the all-wheel drive with the Volvo. Keeps the position.
Yeah, even with that great approach in and the defensive line by Pobst, you got 4 drive wheels launching you. Andy's going to have to get it done. And he's thinking about it right here. Boy, and that was definitive.
Yeah, I think that may have caught Randy Pobst by surprise, and nice and tidy there through the chicane. Brilliant move by Andy Pilgrim. It was a late move, but he kept it tidy through the chicane. Now he's just got to defend here down into the hairpin.
As Mr. Figgy is trying now just to hang on to the win, because in traffic, Andy Pilgrim has gobbled him up.
Well, he's driven the perfect race so far. Started the race from the pole, a brilliant standing start. But right now, through traffic, Andy Pilgrim has eroded that lead and is now right on the tail of Figgy as they head into turn 6.
Boy, and there's nothing that Pobst can do as he's back in that traffic, and Andy really starting to steam up behind at this point right now. By the way, Alex did get fast lap a bit earlier, but you could see him. He wanted to swing out, and they went, oh, Andy might make that move down in. and now it's just get all those wheels working, get the drive out. He does that to perfection, and Pilgrim drops off just a little bit. We are down to the final few laps of this 2012 Pirelli World Challenge Championship season, the season finale, the Cadillac Sonoma Grand Prix, and it couldn't be more exciting. Look at this. It is still Alex Figge leading in that blue and yellow Volvo, but that silver Cadillac of Andy Pilgrim all over him. Randy Popes has rebounded a little bit in traffic and has been able to close that margin up just a little bit, but he's got Lasse Aschenbach right behind him in that True Speed Privacy Star N-Trust Porsche as they head up the hill. It is some fantastic racing, a great way to end the season, Cal.
It really is. This is a fascinating battle here for the final few laps of the championship season. Figge really has an advantage accelerating off those hairpin turns, but Pilgrim seems really strong on the brakes.
So it's all about Figge managing it in a way here at this stage now.
Certainly Figge wants his second career win. He had that brilliant win at Mid-Ohio last year. It's been a long time waiting for the second one. Final lap, white flag is out.
And look at the launch he got that time, and boy, did he pick the right moment to be able to stretch it just a little bit. That's about 6 car lengths at this stage, and just a beautiful piece of driving. Alex said, coming in here, he said, I want this one bad. He said, as you pointed out, I'm tired of being just pipped by Randy. He said, I'd like to finish one strong, especially carrying Alex's lemonade on the car. And boy, has he done a brilliant job.
Done a great job. Now it's all down to traffic. Do you get them in the right places or the wrong places? Pilgrim will be hoping that maybe some of that GTS traffic can balk our leader a little bit and give him one last chance.
And of course, Alex has to be very happy that now when Andy looks into the mirrors, he sees flashes of blue and yellow in that other Volvo, that he may be keeping an eye on that as well. And they're coming up. That is your leader in GTS, Andy Lee, on his way to a remarkable rookie season and a class act as well. He's got lots of racing experience, and he stayed out wide, saw the yellows, knows he's got a lead, didn't interfere with that race at all.
Fantastic performance by Andy Lee. This will be his 4th victory of the season. Well, promote him to 2nd place in the points if he can just hang on. But Figge now, just a couple of corners to go.
And of course, let's not forget, it'll be Rookie of the Year honors for Andy as well with those remarkable stats. Into that chicane for the last time, and there was no attack there by Pilgrim as Alex had him covered there. Now, for the final time, down into turn 11. This tight, then opening radius corner. And if Alex gets into it well, he should be able to drive off of it well. Looks good, rolls into the throttle. The final race of the season for GT and GTS is complete, and it is Alex Figge and Volvo, their 3rd straight win after sweeping at Mid-Ohio. It is Pilgrim into 2nd. That will give him 2nd in the championship, and there is Andy Lee with a great run, wrapping up 2nd in the GTS championship behind P.D. Cunningham. What a day.
What a day, and it is so sweet to finish the season with the win. We have a very long off season here as we await the 2013 season. That is going to be sweet for Alex Figge tonight and for several months to come.
I mean, happy to have it over for sure. I guess it looks like that was Andy behind me putting some serious pressure. Those cars are really strong as well. I just couldn't be happier. I really needed one this season, and we brought it right down to the end. We were close a few times, and I'll tell you, it's pretty comforting seeing a teammate that races the caliber of Randy Popes in your mirrors for the rest of the for the most of the race.
Here are some celebratory donuts from Andy Lee after he came by and picked up the checkered flag. He has now made his way down into winner's circle with Jim Martin.
Wow, tremendous race. They made you work for that one. Yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to have a good battle there at the end with Jack Baldwin. But something went wrong with his car. I'm not sure what it was. And then after that, I was out there by myself. And I thought, man, I'm just going to set down a qualifying lap every single lap if I can. So I was pushing as hard as possible just to stay focused. And, when you're that far out in front, it's hard to not think about how you're going to celebrate. So the whole time I was thinking about what kind of donuts I'm going to do or what I'm going to do when I get back. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Our team, the best, man. Our sponsors, Best IT, Crown 7, Bondurant, all these people, they're amazing. And I can't thank them enough. Great job.
It's been an honor. We look forward to a superb 2013. For Jim Martin and for Ashley Van Dyke and for Calvin Fish, I'm Greg Creamer. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the offseason.